And we are live. Yeah, as you see, we got a great couple of joints lined up for you right about now. It's a little bit past 9 o'clock. You should already know that it's your boy, the HGM brand. Knows. I'm here to get you up and out the dough. So I hope you got your coffee and your croissants. I can't stand a croissant. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get right on into the shit, you know what I mean? So now that you know that the HGM Brando knows is here every morning to get you up and out the dough, we're gonna go ahead and get the show started, you heard? Let's get it.
Sun rooftop, digging in the scene with the gangster leaning up. And we ain't coming down, see on my face that smile, see on my head that crown, I'm on top of the world, top of the town, baby.
I moved up the hood to have the church on the corner where I sit and talk shit all day cause I wanna. And on top of that, wasn't none of y'all gonna do nothing but keep running your mouth and keep frontin'. Go ahead and say something, I'll wait. I ain't gonna wait for late, cause in a minute I'm escape. If there is no debate, no, it's not an option. You gotta keep cock watch.
Sun rooftop, digging in the scene with the gangster leaning up. And we ain't coming down, see on my face that smile, see on my...
Yes, sir. I hate to do it, but every now and then I gotta remind him where we from. Cam, tell him, please.
I'm from 140th and Lenox. I'm from NFL. Up the block is 40 Wolves. Lou Simpsons, I'm on 142nd Cross Square. D. Ferg on number 8th Avenue. I don't see you around none of this. Not from none of that.
That if you didn't have strong dudes around him, you'd have had cats like the Lynch Mob. You'd have had cats like Preacher. You would have had cats like the 40 Wolves. You would have cats like Niggas for Life. Dudes who was really in the streets like that.
It's Harlem, but I ain't gonna lie, Sugar Hill is really 40th to 55th. Yes, we're gonna do a walkthrough and show you like who's from what block.
Oh, 140th.
40th to 55th. Yes.
Go all the way, D-block, baby, I'm back and I'm balls. And I'm off that sauce. I'm getting money, of course, but I'm never ever thinking taking a loss. Shorty sipping that crystal, so shorty started buck wild. Shorty back and buck wild, so you know niggas dicks out. She taking them down, all the way down. She be taking them down. Now if you follow me, I will follow you too. Now if you follow me, then I will follow you too.
Subscribe button, be sure to share this video. I got some news for you Negroes today. Comedian Reggie Carroll was shot and killed by Cat Williams' bodyguard while he was on tour with the legendary comic. And the moment the news hit the internet, everybody began speculating. Everybody gave their opinion. Was Cat Williams on the scene? Was Cat Williams the reason Reggie Carroll died? Was it at Cat Williams' house? And everybody has become divided. Some people are saying We don't know if Cat Williams involved. Yes, it's his bodyguard, but that don't mean Cat Williams have anything to do with it. Then on the other hand, you got people saying this is suspicious as hell. Cat Williams is prime suspect number one. A comedian gets shot and killed by your bodyguard. Everybody's on the internet sending out condolences, posting heartfelt tributes, and your ass remain quiet. Is this the same Cat Williams we have grown to know and love? Remember you took your ass to Shannon Sharp. You said you was the truth teller. You were going to expose a lot of people. But the moment it hits home, your ass is quiet. I'm not saying I feel that way, but that's what a lot of people is saying. Now, I'm going to review the case. I'm going to break this whole situation down. And by the end of the video, we're going to answer this question. What Cat Williams involved in Reggie Carroll's shooting? I don't have the answer right now, but let's listen to this news clip and see what we can find from it. Let's go.
News in the Mid-South.
Tonight, the comedy world is mourning one of their own. Nationally known comedian Reginald Carroll was shot and killed in South Haven. While his accused killer is in jail, Fox 13's Martin Staunton brings us the tributes from our community and across the country.
Carroll was 52 years old when his life came to an end on this street in South Haven. We spoke with people in the community about the idea that a world-renowned comedian was murdered here.
But it's crazy. Like, who would want to murder a person like that? That's what's going through my mind.
I read his charts. The boy said he's invisible.
Reggie Carroll spent the past 3 decades bringing laughter across the country. He first appeared on BET's Comic View during its first season in 1992.
The tall tooth standing over top of the short tooth. Then the third tooth ain't even looking at the camera.
His comedy credits don't stop on the stand-up stage. In the late 90s, he had a role in the sitcom The Parkers. It was that television appearance that led to Carroll's lasting relationship with Oscar-winning comedian Monique. She posted about her friend's murder in South Haven on Instagram.
This is why I say, treat people the best you can, because you never know if you'll get a chance to see them again.
Now, let me say this, because I've been seeing a lot of people disrespect Reggie Carroll. They saying, who the hell is Reggie Carroll? We don't know who he is. He has a very long career. He's been on TV. He has connections to Monique. He is loved by the people that love him. Just because he wasn't some big star, don't mean we don't need to talk about his death. Don't mean we need to talk about his murder. Yes, it's saying Cat Williams' bodyguard is involved. Yes, people is wondering what's the extent that Cat Williams is involved, but he still is a human being. They got family members that love him, so I hope he gets justice. Now, they say they arrested the man, and we're going to come to find out who it is. But let's continue watching.
And the last time me and my brother Reggie Carroll was together, that's what it was. An amazing time being on tour together, being on that road together. What a time. So I have no sad tears because all of our times together was amazing. Was amazing.
Carroll had most recently been touring with comedian Cat Williams, but published reports say that tour was put on hiatus when Carroll was shot last Wednesday. Williams has not issued a statement at this point, but reposted an old tribute, according to some other published reports.
Now, let's stop it right there. Let's just look at the facts of the case so far. Reggie Carroll is on tour with legendary comedian Cat Williams. They going from city to city. They making everybody laugh. All of a sudden, we get word that Reggie Carroll was allegedly shot by Cat Williams' bodyguard. All the other comedians is speaking out about it. Monique posted her tribute. She did her video. Billy Sorrell speaking about it. Everybody's talking about Reggie Carroll shooting except Cat Williams. Now, they say he posted a tribute. I can't find it. I don't think Cat Williams said one word, and that's suspicious to a lot of people. Cat Williams, you say you wasn't scared of the industry. You call yourself the truth teller. You're exposing everybody. You say Hollywood is weird. But when somebody gets shot and killed by somebody that has close ties to you, you don't come out and speak about it. I see why people say it's suspicious. But let's continue.
South Haven police are investigating and they have a suspect in custody. But as of Sunday afternoon, the name of that person charged with murder in Carol's death has not been released. But people around South Haven are expressing shock.
It's very surprising because I don't hear about a lot of crime rate going on in South Haven.
Now, the world will only have memories of Carol and the laughs he left behind.
My name's Reggie Carroll, y'all.
There is still not a lot of information being released about the events leading up to the deadly shooting that claimed Carol's life on this street in South Haven. Police here say it remains an active investigation. In South Haven, Martin Staunton, Fox 13 News.
Now, the news said he was shot and killed in South Haven, Mississippi. And everybody is wondering, why was he in Mississippi? How do we have ties to Mississippi? Up until this comedian named Billy Sorrells, he spoke out and he said that the dude was shot and killed at Cat Williams' house, and he called out Cat Williams for remaining quiet. Take a listen to this. Let's continue.
Yeah, you might want to go get TMZ for this one. Yeah, y'all might need to go start tagging the blogs. Yeah. So this is what we not gonna do. Okay? What we not gonna do is we not gonna act like
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Cat, you didn't know who Reggie Carroll was. What we not gonna do is act like Rick Grant, you ain't know who Reggie Carroll was. What we not gonna do is sit up here, Monique, and act like and downplay who Reggie Carroll was.
Now let's stop it right there. Anytime somebody does a live video and the first words that come out their mouth, y'all tag all the blogs, y'all tag TMZ, y'all tag the Shade Room, I look at it as clout chasing. But you got to understand this dude's point of view. A fellow comedian was murdered, and he feel like it's been a cover-up, so of course he wants all the major blogs to cover it. He wants the Shade Room, TMZ. He wants DJ Academics. He wants everybody talking about it, so I don't blame him for that. Now, he called out Cat Williams, haven't said a word about it. He called out Ray Grant, he hasn't said a word about it. And he called out Monique, and she has since spoken about Reggie Carroll's death. So I guess he made this video before Monique spoke out on IG, because she gave her condolences. She shared some memories of Reggie Carroll. I don't think she's trying to act like she don't know him. But let's continue with the video.
What we not gonna do, this ain't gonna be a long rant. It's real simple. Cat Williams, you the truth teller. You the Lord of knowing so much truth. You the master of being able to tell everybody else's shit. You the God of, you ready for anything, right? You the guy. You said my team versus whoever else. Well, Red, I called you. Just text you. I know you love Reggie. We all did. Reggie was a solid bro. He didn't pick sides. He let us be who they was. So, Cat Williams, tell me why Reggie Carroll died out your house. Tell us what happened to Reggie Carroll, Cat.
Now, wait a minute. That is explosive claims. He is saying that Reggie Carroll died at Cat Williams' house and his bodyguard is responsible for killing him. And let me be the first one to say this. Just because Reggie Carroll allegedly died at Cat Williams' house doesn't mean he's at fault. It could be an argument between him and the bodyguard. Things got taken out of context. Things went out of hand. And then all of a sudden, Reggie Carroll is dead. So we don't need to hold Cat Williams' feet to the fire yet, just because a fellow comedian was shot and killed at his house. You know how niggas are. Get the gambling, talking, shooting the shit. One person getting their feelings, a tussle happens, somebody pulls out a firearm, and damn, that's it. Murder, she wrote. You get what I'm saying? So let's continue.
Tell us what happened to Reggie Carroll. All right. Tell us what happened. Tell us what happened. Yeah, go tag the blogs. Don't sit here and be quiet now. Travell Williams got court on Wednesday. A 6'8", 225-pound.
Now, I guess Travell Williams is Cat Williams' bodyguard. You heard his stats, 6'8", 245 pounds. I'm not sure the size of Reggie Carroll, but he looked like a kind of small man. That's a mismatch. But as you say, bullets ain't got no name. Any altercation, somebody can pull a firearm and your life can be taken at any second. That's why I don't argue with niggas. That's why I don't have disagreements. If I got to disagree with you and we got to cuss each other out, I just walk away. It's not that I'm scared. It's not that I'm not willing to fight. I'm just not sure if I whoop your ass, you can handle it. So that's why I think a lot of people used to have conflict resolution skills. They need to have critical thinking skills. Sometimes it's better just to walk away. You ain't got to prove a point. Nobody wins an argument when two men are yelling and screaming. I'm just being real. But let's continue.
Y'all know what size Reggie was? Reggie would hit more than 5 times. Why y'all left Reggie out there on the motherfucking curb by your crib? Riddle me that. Everybody got so much to say. Tag 7 p.m. in Brooklyn in. Everybody want to talk about who and all this other bullshit. Tell us what my nigga did. Cat. Tell us why. Tell us why Reggie Carroll died at your house. You got so much to tell about everybody. Tell us that. Let's not wait. You so far in the future knowing every fucking thing. Why can't you just tell us what the fuck happened on your street? Don't try and change the quick deed and say that ain't your crib. Don't do that. Don't do that. That man Reggie, rest in peace, got pronounced dead at the hospital. Hey, tell us what happened. You didn't just got so much truth. Why you quiet? We ain't get a, hey man, RIP. Why you so quiet? Tell me. You said it's the year of truth. Well, tell the truth.
You see that? He throwing shots at Cat Williams. He throwing shots at his Club Shay Shay interview. Remember what Cat Williams said? I'm the truth teller. I'm doing a lot of exposing. I'm exposing everybody. Hollywood is weird. I'm putting everything on the table. No holds barred. Billy is saying, Cat Williams, you went on Club Shay Shay and said you was the truth teller. You exposed all the comedians. Now it's time to pull your skeletons out the closet. Now it's time to talk about Joe Dirt. Now you quiet. Now you trying to play it safe. Now you running away from the interviews. Now you running away from accountability. That's what Billy is saying. He said, if you're going to be a truth teller, if you're going to expose everybody, sometimes you got to look at the mirror and expose yourself. Why you ain't speaking out? Why you ain't telling us why Reggie Carroll died at your house? Why you ain't telling us that your bodyguard did it? Let us know what happened. Obviously, you know something. That's what Billy is saying. And I got to admit, he got a point. Cat Williams, what's up? But let's continue.
Tell the truth. I'm waiting. We all waiting. Yeah, go on tag TMZ. Let's go and run this shit up tonight. Nah, go on tag him. Go on tag him. We got so much motherfucking exposing to do. Let's get to it.
Y'all heard that? He said, let's get to it, man. If you're going to expose it, let's talk about what happened to Reggie Carroll. Now, he's riding for his friend. He keeps saying tagging the blog, so he wants the attention on Reggie Carroll. But I will say this, RIP to Reggie Carroll. Condolences to his family. If it's indeed true that he was shot and killed at Cat Williams' house, Cat Williams' bodyguard is responsible for it, I think Cat Williams owed Reggie Carroll family, and he owed the public on what the hell happened. Why is your name being involved in this murder? Was it on your property? What was it over? Did you witness it? Cat Williams had to say something. Now, I'm pretty sure he was already interviewed by the police. I'm pretty sure they covered they dot the I's and cross the T's, did all that. But Cat Williams remaining quiet is kind of skeptical, is kind of suspicious. This dude is on tour with you, and he died while on tour with you, and you say it's nothing. That's crazy. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts about this whole situation. I want to know how you guys feel about it. Do you think Cat Williams is involved, or do you think he's trying to cover up and protect his bodyguard? Let me know in the comment section. Share this video. I love you guys. So, fam, this your boy. Fam, this your boy, Cut to the Chase TV. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and be sure to share this video. I got some news for you, Negro.
Welcome back to the channel. So, if you remember a few months back, someone from Ripple, I believe it might have been Brad Garlinghouse, was doing an interview, and they were talking about going after the small and medium-sized businesses. And this is something that I've said for years that they should look into, and that I believe it will be easy for them to scrape up that value, to take in, absorb that value from SMBs and SMEs or SMEs. Now, there's a reason I said that. Look at this article coming out, this information coming out now. This article is titled High Urgency SMBs. High urgency. What does that mean? It continues. Or those whose operations depend heavily on rapid cash conversion. Let me ask you a question. Let's stop there for a moment. This is all important. There's a reason why I lay things out this way. How do you think business is going for everyone? You think it's been smooth? Do you believe that they're without problems? Oh, no. No. Much like all the other businesses, they have a massive amount of problems. They need everything that the new financial system provides. That's one real. I know this might be a little bit obtuse right now. Don't worry. We're going to narrow it down. I'm going to show you some things. Because they need everything that the new financial system needs, provides. This can be easy. And we're talking a lot of value. And if that value is absorbed, and once again, all the bank coin companies have to do is just do a good job. That's it. Put in the hard work. The deals are going to close themselves because no one has a greater advantage in this field right now than the bank coin companies. No one. Period. Do your research. You're going to see this. I believe it firmly. You're going to see it. So it continues on. Or those whose operations depend heavily on rapid cash conversion are more likely to pay fees for instant payments. Why? Now, remember, instant payments is a very open-ended term, a very amorphous term that they use when they say instant payments. We've seen, I've shown on the channel, sometimes that can mean 3 to 5 days. They say that's instant. Then other times, 1 day, 2 days, 24 hours, they still will say instant payments. I've shown it. We've seen it. We read the articles. They're mind-blowing, isn't it? How they manipulate wording. Then when it comes to the bank coin companies, instant payments is close to instant as you can get, 3 to 5 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds. And I'm pretty sure with the advent of new technologies, it'll get down to just like a second. And with quantum computing in the future, faster than that. But the peak of what instant payments encompasses is in the bank coin companies. As of now, that is, as of now. Globally, let me also emphasize that, because other companies will try to copy, but they won't have the global reach. They're cut off. The Eastern companies don't want to deal too much with Eastern governments don't want to deal too much with Western companies, and the Western governments, you know how this goes. All that geopolitical tension stuff works against them, but works in favor of bank coin holders like XRP holders, Chainlink, Solana, XLM, etc. But let's keep going. Let's go here, actually. Do a little research on this. I want to bring this right to you. Make sure you look all of this up if you get a chance, okay? So you can see with your own two eyes. Also, if you're enjoying this type of content right now, which I'm about to drop a lot of information on you, that's going to be very useful, very valuable. You can use this information, look it up for yourself, give it to your researchers. If you have paid researchers, maybe they don't know this or they don't have this information, give it to your analysts. I'm giving it to you. Take those strong hands of yours, make those two fingers and hit that like button. Either hand, it don't matter. It doesn't matter to me. Now listen to this. Here's a summary of some of the different things that's going on with them. Cash flow, right? So there's been with SMBs, we've heard it before, but now it's good that we're seeing it's continued. Their weaknesses are to our advantage. There's delays in payments. Still to this day, that's mind-blowing, right? There's no delay in payments if they're using our systems. Just knowing that, it becomes easier to close the partnerships, the deals. To bring in the partnerships, close the deals. Delays in payments can cause serious issues like stalled payroll. Did you know that? Some of them are experiencing stalled payroll. Look it up. And slow inventory replenishment. Slow inventory replenishment, you're losing value. I don't know about you, but I don't like to lose value. You don't have this with smart contracts. One, you don't have this with instant payments. That's number two. You don't have this with QR code tracking. So you know where everything is, how fast it's actually moving. Right. We have the solution, folks. Don't worry. We're going to get to the value later. We have to build. Knowledge is power. I'm giving you some knowledge. This is power. You're going to be more powerful than you already were. You were already powerful before. I don't want to hear anything else. No, you were powerful before. You're going to be even more powerful after this video. Watch. Knowledge is power. So SMBs avoid high interest credit lines and quickly reinvest in their operations if they are able to utilize in future time. Of course, a lot of them don't have this. Instant payments. Instant payments are the solution. Then look at this. SMBs are willing to pay. Wait a minute. They're willing to pay. So the Bankcoin company should be incentivized to take more of those meetings, right? They'll make a lot of value off of that, then reallocate that value into spreading the blockchains even more, the Bankcoin blockchains even more, which then would result in more value flowing through the Bankcoins. Through XRP and everything else. XRP is the one when it comes to XRPL. We should all know that by now. The stable coin is simply a door opener. That's all it is. That's all. I'm not worried about that. You said not worried about that. That's an old 90s thing. You don't take something serious and just say without the liquidity of XRP, the global reach of XRP, $1 in any shape or form, whether it's in the fiat currency or it's in a stable coin, isn't going to go very far with dollar dumping continuing. Dollar shirking continuing. Influence of the dollar lessening. So what is $1? We have to think about the future if we're about making value. So recognizing that is to recognize the truth that XRP and these bank coins are the ones. In my humble opinion, you can believe what you want to believe, but that's my humble opinion. I only speak for me. Now, wait a minute. Bear with me one moment. Now, going a little bit deeper into the research here, based on a number of recent articles and studies, some of them we've gone over, right? Small and medium-sized businesses are currently, I love that. I love it. I love every second of it. I do. I feel so good. Currently, that means that value is there for the taking. Currently facing ongoing challenges, which means what? They don't have a solution just yet. Hence why the bank coin companies are all staring down SMBs and SMEs, and they're coming out and talking about going after those small, medium-sized businesses. And a lot of times, we're going to get to that value. Don't worry. I'm going to show you something, because before we concentrated on a particular aspect, this time we're going to go bigger. Once again, if you like this type of content, hit that like button. Boom, boom, boom. 3 motions, and sometimes you combine them so smoothly, it's 1 motion. Let's keep going. They're facing ongoing challenges with liquidity, folks, with the value that's going to be flowing into XRP from nations. Digital asset stockpiles, right? We've got multiple of them that's spoken about it. This correct? All right. So that possibility is there, correct? Okay. Flowing into XRP through digital asset stockpiles from nations, through reserves, quote unquote, from companies. We've already seen that happening, right? The beginning of it. From RWA, from interbank payments. There's going to be more than enough liquidity to go around. So what becomes the prime focal point to businesses globally when they think about liquidity in the future, of course? They do know about it now, but it's going, that money, that value talks. When it's actually there, that ocean of value always speaks so powerfully. It does. You and I both know that. So that means that in the halls of liquidity, XRP should have the loudest voice alongside its fellow bank coins, of course, liquidity tokens. Correct? You tell me. You can tell me I'm wrong. It's up to you. I'm only sharing what I've learned. This is factual. Look this up. They're facing ongoing challenges with liquidity and cash flow. We solved that problem, don't we? Right. Here's a summary of key issues. Let's scroll down. Let's find out what else is going on. Many SMBs operate with minimal cash reserves, with some studies showing the median small business holds less than a month's worth of operating expenses. What? Oh, this is going to be easy. Especially if the bank coin companies are wise. I hope that they are. I believe that they are. They continue to upgrade themselves into the technologies that make way for full automation, because what these businesses need, and anyone who's in business needs, period. I'm telling you now, if not, you're going to get left behind. You need full automation, which is coming. But now the learning begins now. The learning begins now. How to properly utilize AI and semi-automated services in combination with AI and semi-automated services and smart contracts. You have yourselves an early iteration or archetype of full automation. You just can't be so parsimonious. You know, you have to be willing to maybe spend a little bit. Maybe it depends. It depends. You have to. It's up to you what offerings that the individuals choose. This is not advice. I'm just saying that's the future, and it will make business much easier, so that you have capital to reallocate and play with. Hence, once again, why a lot of that value is going to flow or be flowing through the bank coins, in my humble opinion. So this makes them vulnerable to unexpected cost and payment delays. Then late payments, delayed payments from customers. That's not going to happen with smart contracts and AI. A lot of you see it sometimes now with a lot of these businesses where in order to do business with them, you have to put your account into a particular system, which, I mean, hopefully that system is secure, but this is what they're requiring. So that money is each month is going to be taken out. Right? I mean, so there's another solution. Questionable? Sure. Some people consider it questionable, but that's there as a possibility. I'm sure there's possibilities that I'm not even thinking of. But once again, bank coins and full automation, semi-automation solves that problem. Delayed payments from customers are persistent and a significant problem. Businesses often have to cover expenses while waiting for invoices to be paid. That doesn't exist once the bank coin system, the new financial system takes over. That doesn't happen. This is which can create a serious cash crunch if sales are strong. This is coming from Commerce Bank, so you take it serious, okay? This is also coming from QuickBooks, all right? So now, stalled payments, that goes right into what we were just talking about, that also will be remedied. Once again, if we're having a discussion and I'm one of the Bitcoin companies, I'm closing that deal, period. I know all the elements that you have and that we solve this easily at a very low price, and no one's going to be able to price things better than us because we have the advantage. Now, and we're just getting started, really. It doesn't matter how long they've been around. We're just now being unleashed. We have the advantage. So need for instant payments. All right. So it says they are willing to pay fees for the speed and certainty. They're paying for speed and certainty that instant payments provide, viewing the cost as an investment in their operational stability rather than just an expense. This demonstrates the underlying issues, cash flow and payment delays are ongoing, and that comes from payments.com. All right. So we got a variety of different sources here. Bear with me one moment. I was looking up something else here. So of course, I asked about the value, right? Also, in yesterday's video, there probably was a part I didn't chop out. I forgot all about that. Like a call came through. I'm recording. There was a disturbance, and you probably just see me do something like this, and then I just sit there, and then I continue. That's because I was supposed to chop that out. Oh, mistakes happen, folks. This is real life. I'm just a regular person like yourself. All right. So I just wanted to make that clear. Things happen. I've been on this channel for like 4.5 years now. Things are going to happen from time to time. I'm not embarrassed by it. It's just real stuff. All right. All right. So now let's talk that value. So before we concentrated on the US, but let's talk about the global value that's flowing through SMBs and SMEs, because it's significant. Here's a little information for you. Small and should I do this as a chapter? This is like we're in 15 minutes now. Hopefully people will make it this far and know that I had something potent to bring to the table, very potent in this video, and just make it here, I suppose. Anyway, let's continue on here. Small and medium-sized enterprises are estimated to account for roughly 50% of the world's gross domestic product. This means that of the world's total economic output, about half is generated by these businesses. Given the global GDP is in the neighborhood of $100 trillion, that puts the economic value created by SMBs in the range of 50 trillion to 70 trillion US dollars. I had them put it in US dollars annually. 50 to 70 trillion, folks, with companies, I believe, that are going to be easy to take. Now, I'm not saying that XRP takes all of them or takes all of this. I'm not saying that. But I'm giving you these numbers because the Bitcoin companies can potentially move a huge amount of this value. And that does move the price. And this is in addition to all the other trillions it can tap into. That is significant. Let's keep going. Wait, there's more. Just to bring things, make the picture a little bit more clear. Obviously, SMBs and SMEs are a subset of B2B market. It continues on here. The broader global B2B commercial payments market is estimated to be over 145 trillion US dollars. SMBs make up a significant portion of this total as they are constantly buying and selling goods, which means constant flow. That's another good thing, constant flow of value. And constant high values on chain once this all does happen. It says, and services from each other and from larger corporations. Now, next bullet point is sheer volume of transactions with over 400 million small and medium-sized businesses operating globally. And what's going to happen is, as you know, the larger of these, sure, Bitcoin companies take some meetings and stuff like that, but I'm sure they're going to have a website or a hub or something like that where everything is pretty much fully automated. It's run by AI agents and customer service, et cetera. And then companies can just sign up. If they meet a certain criteria, they can just sign up and just utilize the blockchains. It should be much easier in the future. Not everybody has to have a specialized meeting, et cetera. So that's how I picture a lot of things happening in the future. But let's continue on here. The flow of money is massive. Look how they put that. Each of these businesses engages in a constant stream of transactions, from payroll and supplier payments to customer purchases and investments, all of which contribute to the global total. So now, if you take a good chunk of that 50 to 70 trillion, let's say in 2 to 3 years, 3 to 5, who knows? You put your timeline on it. Put your timeline on it, and you tell me whatever you believe that they could take. If you do believe that they have an advantage, if not, I don't know what you're seeing. I would just respectfully disagree, but I believe they have a very good advantage here. And you plug your numbers in and you tell me where that price goes. It certainly doesn't stay at $2, $3, $5, $6. It doesn't. There's no way. And I don't think that any of this is unreasonable. You know, $10 XRP is not unreasonable. It's very possible. $15 XRP, very possible. Could it go higher? Yes. But right now, I want to deal with those steps first. We'll get there. In my humble opinion, that's how I feel. Right. But I think those are very, very reasonable numbers, in my humble opinion. Not advice, not financial advice. All right. And that last portion of information was coming from FXCintel.com. All right. So now you have some, if you want to go look this stuff up, you can. So now let's get a little bit of Bitcoin news in here, of course. So this article here is titled Bitcoin Q2 Dip Similarities Uncanny as Coinbase Premium Flips Green. I am not worried about Bitcoin. I'm very enthusiastic about Bitcoin. You should know that by now. Bitcoin is repeating earlier BTC price behavior, analysts suggest, as a Coinbase Premium comeback joins positive ETF flows for a crypto market rebound. Right. All those once a little dip, those companies started gobbling up Bitcoin. That's what I was trying to show the other day. They went on a buying frenzy. Of course, I knew it. If Bitcoin is poised to go much higher than any dip right now, for companies, is going to cause a feeding frenzy, should be viewed as an opportunity for companies. All right. So it continues on here. It says data from Cointelegraph, Markets Pro, and TradingView showed BTC price volatility cooling after a fresh round of losses. These had resulted in a wave of crypto long liquidations worth over $700 million for the 24 hours to the time of writing per data from CoinGlass. I don't know why I read it like that. Just the way that it came out. It continues. Let me laugh. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me laugh. BTC/USD bottomed at $108,717 on Bitstamp, below old all-time highs seen at the start of the year. Amid fears of a $100,000 support retest or worse, some market participants saw reason for optimism. I'm always if the catalysts remain, why would I not be optimistic? I just don't understand that. But what I do understand, everyone's playing a different game. So my reality is not the same as another's. I do get that. I get that. All right. I'm semi long term with Bitcoin. I'm not long term. Some will get sold. I'm not one of those people that's like, well, holding Bitcoin forever. No, I may keep a little piece. I do believe Bitcoin could go much, much, much higher and keep a little piece, but some of that Bitcoin is going to get sold, period. So once again, my reality is different than others. All right. Quote, BTC is now getting closer to the bottom, unquote. Popular trader Bitbull wrote in part of his latest X analysis. Quote, here's a quote. There is still a chance of $106,000 to $108,000 level retest, but for now, I'm expecting a bounce back. All right. Bitbull referenced encouraging signals from the U.S., where the Coinbase Premium Index re-entered positive territory on Tuesday. The index measures the difference in BTC prices between the Coinbase BTC USD and Binance BTC USDT pairs. And when green, it implies strengthening U.S. market demand. Quote, Coinbase Bitcoin Premium turned positive during bottom and long liquidations were huge. This shows that max pain is here and a short rally is expected, unquote, Bitbull included. There's so many positive things happening for Bitcoin. Just watch over the next few months and let's see what happens, right? Watch the catalyst. Watch these countries, and I feel strongly they'll try to bury this information, because we had that information come out about the Philippines trying to pass a bill to start a Bitcoin treasury. And I saw so few articles about that. It's mind blowing. So, but there were articles everywhere, screaming that the sky was burning for Bitcoin. You see, that's called burying something. Why not highlight the positive? The positive probably doesn't get all the clicks and views. In a way, I understand it, but I don't respect that. I don't. I'm just being honest. No, it should have been highlighted like, hey, listen, this is another positive catalyst, because it can lead to other countries trying something like that. The more countries that say, hey, we're trying a Bitcoin reserve, a Bitcoin treasury, whatever verbiage or nomenclature they want to attach to it, that's positive news. Not only could it make other countries want to do the same, similar, but it also could encourage people to want to obtain some. Who knows how much? Some people have a lot of value to reallocate out here, to play with out here. So it could encourage companies over there to want to get involved a little bit more. I'm not sure how much companies are involved over there. You see, this is information that should be coming out, but for some reason, it's not. In my humble opinion, that's called suppression. That's called burying something. Why not? Is it that they don't want Bitcoin too bullish just yet? In my humble opinion, that's how I feel. There's two pieces to that. One, I don't think they want Bitcoin. It's just like the bank coins. It's true. They want to control when Bitcoin goes up. And when I say they, so it's not vague, I mean governments and companies are the governments, because they control the governments mostly. They do all the lobbying. They do all the buying of books of the government officials to make them millionaires. They do all the buying of those dinners. So the companies are the government. The companies control the governments, which you're going to see similar as the bank coins rise. They're going to have a lot of control and influence over governmental things as well. So when I say they, I mean them, don't want you too bullish just yet, because they want to control with it when it goes up and when it goes down, so they can be the biggest beneficiaries of the movement. So is it that? That may be part of it. Then the other part of it is some people just don't want to believe. Many, I've experienced this. Your experience in life may be different, but a lot of people are just simply pessimistic, and they don't want to believe too much. They want to win, but their pessimism tells them that there's a limitation on that winning. There's a very rare person that believes I want to win, but also there's no limitation to the possibilities. That's rare, because you have to be brave and bold and courageous to do that. Not everybody's brave, bold, and courageous. No one should think that. If that was the case, there'd be more historical figures that did something great, but there's not. There's just a little bit that stand out from the crowd. So that mentality must be rare. So although you and I may feel that way, most people do not. So when we apply that to something like this, yes, I could see how Bitcoin, based on catalysts, could go much higher and is going to make it through any of these struggles. And I can just shrug my shoulders and say, I'm not worried about a dip or correction. While others may say, no, the sky is burning. So that may be a part of it as well. I expect Bitcoin to do well into the future. Not forever, but I believe it has some more to go. I do. Gold as well. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money. Back to the channel. So if you remember a few months back, someone from Ripple, I believe it might have been Brad Garlinghouse, was doing an interview, and they were talking about going after the small and medium-sized businesses. And this is something that I've said for years that they should look into, and that I believe it will be easy for them to scrape up that value, to take in, absorb that value from SMBs and SMEs, or SMEs. Now, there's a reason I said that. Look at this article coming out, this information coming out now. This article is titled High Urgency SMBs. High urgency. What does that mean? It continues. Or those whose operations depend heavily on rapid cash conversion. Let me ask you a question. Let's stop there for a moment. This is all important. There's a reason why I lay things out this way. How do you think business is going for everyone? You think it's been smooth? Do you believe that they're without problems? Oh, no. Much like all the other businesses, they have a massive amount of problems. They need everything that the new financial system provides. That's one real. I know this might be a little bit obtuse right now. Don't worry. We're going to narrow it down. I'm going to show you some things. Because they need everything that the new financial system provides. This can be easy. And we're talking a lot of value. And if that value is absorbed, and once again, all the Bitcoin companies have to do is just do a good job. That's it. Put in the hard work. The deals are going to close themselves because no one has a greater advantage in this field right now than the Bitcoin companies. No one. Period. Do your research. You're going to see this. I believe it firmly. You're going to see it. So it continues on. Or those whose operations depend heavily on rapid cash conversion are more likely to pay fees for instant payments. Why? Now, remember, instant payments is a very open-ended term, a very amorphous term that they use when they say instant payments. I've shown on the channel, sometimes that can mean 3 to 5 days. They say that's instant. Then other times, 1 day, 2 days, 24 hours, they still will say instant payments. I've shown it. We've seen it. We read the articles. They're mind-blowing, isn't it? How they manipulate wording. Then when it comes to the Bitcoin companies, instant payments is as close to instant as you can get, 3 to 5 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds. And I'm pretty sure with the advent of new technologies, it'll get down to just like a second. And with quantum computing in the future, faster than that. But the peak of what instant payments encompasses is in the Bitcoin companies. As of now, that is, as of now. Globally, let me also emphasize that, because other companies will try to copy, but they won't have the global reach. They're cut off. The Eastern companies don't want to deal too much with Eastern governments don't want to deal too much with Western companies, and the Western governments, you know how this goes. All that geopolitical tension stuff works against them, but works in favor of Bitcoin holders like XRP holders, Chainlink, Solana, XLM, etc. But let's keep going. Let's go here, actually. Do a little research on this. I want to bring this right to you. Make sure you look all of this up if you get a chance, okay? So you can see with your own 2 eyes. Also, if you're enjoying this type of content right now, which I'm about to drop a lot of information on you, that's going to be very useful, very valuable. You can use this information, look it up for yourself, give it to your researchers. If you have paid researchers, maybe they don't know this or they don't have this information, give it to your analysts. I'm giving it to you. Take those strong hands of yours, make those 2 fingers and hit that like button. Either hand, it don't matter. It doesn't matter to me. Now listen to this. Here's a summary of some of the different things that's going on with them. Cash flow, right? So there's been with SMBs, we've heard it before, but now it's good that we're seeing it's continued. Their weaknesses are to our advantage. There's delays in payments. Still to this day, that's mind-blowing, right? There's no delay in payments if they're using our systems. Just knowing that, it becomes easier to close the partnerships, the deals. To bring in the partnerships, close the deals. Delays in payments can cause serious issues like stalled payroll. Did you know that? Some of them are experiencing stalled payroll. Look it up. And slow inventory replenishment. Slow inventory replenishment, you're losing value. I don't know about you, but I don't like to lose value. You don't have this with smart contracts. 1, you don't have this with instant payments. That's number 2. You don't have this with QR code tracking. So you know where everything is, how fast it's actually moving. Right. We have the solution, folks. Don't worry. We're going to get to the value later. We have to build. Knowledge is power. I'm giving you some knowledge. This is power. You're going to be more powerful than you already were. You were already powerful before. I don't want to hear anything else. No, you were powerful before. You're going to be even more powerful after this video. Watch. Knowledge is power. So SMBs avoid high interest credit lines and quickly reinvest in their operations if they are able to utilize in future time. Of course, a lot of them don't have this. Instant payments. Instant payments are the solution. Then look at this. SMBs are willing to pay. Wait a minute. They're willing to pay. So then the Bankcoin company should be incentivized to take more of those meetings, right? They'll make a lot of value off of that, then reallocate that value into spreading the blockchains even more, the Bankcoin blockchains even more, which then would result in more value flowing through the Bankcoins, through XRP and everything else. XRP is the one when it comes to XRPL. We should all know that by now. The stable coin is simply a door opener. That's all it is. That's all. I'm not worried about that. You said not worried about that. That's an old 90s thing. You don't take something serious and just say without the liquidity of XRP, the global reach of XRP, a dollar in any shape or form, whether it's in a fiat currency or it's in a stable coin, isn't going to go very far with dollar dumping continuing. Dollar shirking continuing. Influence of the dollar lessening. So what is a dollar? We have to think about the future if we're about making value. So recognizing that is to recognize the truth that XRP and these bank coins are the ones. In my humble opinion, you can believe what you want to believe, but that's my humble opinion. I only speak for me. Now, wait a minute. Bear with me one moment. Now, going a little bit deeper into the research here, based on a number of recent articles and studies, some of them we've gone over, right? Right. Small and medium-sized businesses are currently, I love that. I love it. I love every second of it. I do. I feel so good. Currently, that means that value is there for the taking. Currently facing ongoing challenges, which means what? They don't have a solution just yet. Hence why the Bankcoin companies are all staring down SMBs and SMEs, and they're coming out and talking about going after those small, medium-sized businesses. And a lot of times, we're going to get to that value. Don't worry. I'm going to show you something. Because before we concentrated on a particular aspect, this time we're going to go bigger. Once again, if you like this type of content, hit that like button. Boom, boom, boom. 3 motions. And sometimes you combine them so smoothly, it's 1 motion. Let's keep going.
The Atlanta streets are still on fire. Okay, this Young Thug situation is a bigger scandal than I was expecting. Okay, when I got the clip, when I got the footage from Seti Nash about Young Thug's lost interrogation video, I honestly could not have expected this to have been such a big story. Okay, I'd heard the interrogation video had been floating around for several years. I'd kind of delayed listening to it. I'd actually tried to sit down and listen to it several times, but the audio is so bad. It's just kind of so broken up. Some things you can't hear. I was thinking for a whole week long, there's probably nothing in here that could be damaging to Young Thug because this video had been out here. But it turns out that I guess me breaking it down at such a molecular level, line by line, I spent quite a lot of time breaking it down and analyzing all of the audio, analyzing with my brain, no AI trickery going on with this. But line by line, phrase by phrase, I let everybody know what was going on in this video. And ultimately, it looks bad. All right, it looks bad. I put an open invitation in my earlier video on the topic. Okay, did Young Thug snitch? Interrogation leaked. I didn't call this video Young Thug told. I didn't call this video Young Thug's a snitch. I left it to the audience. And I said, street cats, because all the street guys have been on my bumper saying, Trap Law Ross, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not qualified. You ain't been in the streets. Who are you to say who's snitching and who's not? And I agree. I ain't never been in the streets. I ain't had a case. I ain't fought a RICO case. I ain't trying to find no RICO case. You know what I'm saying? The feds might try and lock me and Flacco up for, you know what I'm saying, for a this is bad RICO. But that ain't going to stick, man. We've taken that one to trial. But look, I left it to the audience. I left it to the comments. And this follow-up video, it seemed from a lot of the commenters, a lot of people were taken by surprise and they agreed, all right, unanimously amongst themselves, that they believed that Young Thug did snitch in this video, that he'd snitched on Pee Wee Roscoe, said that he carries Wayne's drugs, says that he breaks the law every day. And really, he did a little bit too much talking about Birdman. He broke down the entire feud between Lil Wayne and Birdman. the entire contract dispute, why they were at war, why they weren't feeling each other, all of this backstory that the police wouldn't have known. And people in the comments on the original video that I reacted to in this video thought they believe Young Thug actually did worse than Gunna. And to my surprise, the video breaking down the comments and breaking down the, I don't want to say verdicts, but kind of the verdict, like breaking down what the people actually felt about this got more views. This is more viral. The fans' opinion about what Young Thug said in that call is actually more interesting and more important than what Thug said himself. So it's only natural that we double back. We double back. All right. I ain't even trying to take allegation. We double back. Okay. We slide into the comments on this video and we see it. We go trapception and we see what people were saying when it came to the actual people's opinion. Okay, we're going to look at the comments on the video, going over the comments. All right, this is commentception, and I'm going to show you a bunch of other new stuff because I'm not the only person that talks about this today. But people have reacted to this reaction and they've reiterated, they've stood firm, they've certified the verdict, and they're telling it their way. So this is what people are saying now. Okay, what Thug did was way worse than Gunna. Calling Gunna a rat, but he had a full 2-hour chat with police. He told on Pee Wee Roscoe and Wayne. I mean, saying they're all gangsters until that plea deal comes along. They're saying Thug is a rat. He straight ratted on camera for 2 hours, but is mad at Gunna. People saying we need to hear from Lil Baby on this. Thug said what Wham says goes. That's facts. We're going to need to see a Lil Baby reaction. A lot of people are saying to me, what do you think Thug is going to say about this video? Thug's going to have to respond. You can't be tweeting Cuddy's a rat, reacting to the other viral people, having to get on the stand and have conversation about what's going on. You can't be saying Cuddy's a rat, Gunna's a rat. This tweet, I wanted to bring this tweet back up because I actually feel like this is one to really just rubbing everybody's faces right now with what's going on. But this tweet, okay, Thug said it. He's the one that jumped out the window with all of the rat hate, okay? When Thug said, if you're a rapper and you're a rat, you just got to go gospel twin. That's what he said. He said it. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't shoot the messenger. All right. If you're a rapper and you're a rat, you just got to go gospel. So who knows? If the comments are to be believed, maybe we're getting that Young Thug gospel album someday soon. People are pointing this one out. They're saying Thug said Roscoe commits crimes every day. Then he brings Wayne's drugs. Then said, but I don't want to get in the way of y'all investigation. But I don't think Roscoe did it. Boy, if that ain't a rat, Mickey Mouse is an elephant. F out here. Roscoe been committing crimes his whole life. Roscoe carry Wayne's drugs. If anybody else besides Thug made that statement, that would have been front page news. Y'all got to stop D-sucking and riding and just accept that he ratted his ass off. Bruh, what he did was worse than Gunna. Now, you can just read that one, okay? I don't even want to bring attention to that, okay? This is what the Bible means by judge not, lest you be judged. That's crazy. People saying 99% of Ross's videos are watching old videos or going through YouTube comments. Hey, that's facts. That's what the people want, apparently. This comment, man. Snitches get probation and his stuff back. That's crazy. All right. The F was Gunna supposed to do? Take it to trial and get the book thrown at him? Gunna would have been stupid to watch Young Thug's brother attest to YSL being a gang that he started and then say, let me sit in jail and be loyal. Now, this one I thought was a really good point because something I pointed out in conversations that I was having today was that for all this talk about Gunna being a rat, YSL Woody was the biggest rat out here. He took the stand. He pointed out, he said he did crazy things for the gang. Okay. There were other people, but I ain't seen no Young Thug YSL Woody tweet. I ain't see that. I ain't see that. All right. He got all these tweets for Gunna. He even tweeted at Kid Cudi. But where's the smoke for the guy that actually was the alleged shooter that then took the stand and tried to wrap you up? But then Woody kind of pulled it back. Like Woody kind of pulled it back for Thug and sort of ended up in the whole trial in Thug's favor. So really, he was saved by a rat. But anyway, yes, if he volunteered information, he is a rat. Now, this is something that's going to come up later on, man. We got to give our flowers to YFN Lucci. Ain't no way around it. YFN Lucci is the new king of Atlanta, and Young Thug is the police. As we're going to discuss later, YFN Lucci sat in jail that whole time. Thug and Gunna, these guys were all out back home doing their thing before YFN Lucci even got to go home, and he didn't say anything to anybody. Okay. It's crazy. People saying Gunna not a snitch, but Thug is 100% a rat. 90% of people in prison took a plea. I'm really confused why Gunna is a snitch for taking a plea and not for taking it to trial. Is Thug just salty because Gunna's plea was better than his? I think that's possibly true. Both of them caught on camera saying, yes, mama. All right, yes, ma'am. People saying, loving seeing the downfall of Thug. He should have come out the pen being humble. Humble under God. That's what he said it stood for. All right. Maybe it means truly hating other gangsters. All right. Truly hating upon Gunna. That's what Thug stands for now. Truly hating upon Gunna. That's what it is, man. That must be what it seemed. But that must be what it means. All right. He should have come out the pen being humble. Glad he's being exposed as a hypocrite. Hating on Gunna, even though his own blood brother took the same plea. Okay. Damn. Admitting that YSL was a gang was a stipulation of Gunna's plea deal. The only way he was getting the plea deal was if he got on the stand and said, yes, YSL is a gang. And if we want to get technical, Thug has snitched multiple times on video, like Ross pointed out. Thug had no business saying anything about Gunna. People are crying. People are saying taking a plea is not snitching if you don't mention anyone but yourself. But saying Pee Wee is committing crimes is 100% snitching. Young mouse, all right? Young rat, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. He has a song. This is an interesting one, right? He has a song called Take It to F in Trial, then folds and takes a plea deal a week before they dropped all the charges on anyone. Thug is a straight up character, a poor man's Lil Wayne, who folds under pressure. This is harsh. I thought this comment was going to be pro Thug at the start. I thought they were talking about Gunna in that. Of course, he was telling too, real gangsters don't go writing letters to the judge about how bad the food is in prison. They stand on their do their time upside down with a smile every day. Prison/county is just a part of the gangster's environment. I started doing time when I was 17 and didn't max my final bid until 31. Never once cried or wrote a letter to no damn judge. Real G's know they want to see you plea and beg. They get off on that. Never show them weakness. Take a bid with a Coke and smile, or preach orange keefy drink. Or a peach or orange keefy drink and a smile. The goofy ghost wants to go to the bar with the judge. Thug, soft. Damn. Young Thug said, hold up and let me get a fried crawfish po' boy with everything on it and a root beer. People saying, bro, Thug is a snitch for sure. Hey, listen, man, it is what it is, okay? Everyone said, but Gunna said YSL was a gang. So did Young Thug. So did the music. So did the tweets and everything else. To anyone saying Gunna snitched solely off the back of that, you dumb as hell. I feel like that's a really good comment, because what a lot of people don't seem to get, and I was saying this on Clubhouse earlier today, is that really, you want to talk about snitching, and you guys ended up catching this case. We need to hold the self-snitching to the same standard as this snitching. If Gunna's losing his career over snitching, if snitching is what builds cases, if talking to the police is what builds cases, I keep going back to that Young Thug lyric. I shot at his mama, now he no longer mentions me. Mothers were getting shot. We talked earlier on Clubhouse about whether YFN Lucci doing a hood vlog where he's pointed out the bullet holes in his mother's house, saying, yo, they really shot up my mama's house. My mama got hit. Whether that counts as snitching. Well, he didn't say anyone that did. He didn't say who did it. He didn't say why it happened. He just said, yo, my mum got shot. This stuff is really real out here. Thug decided to jump on a song with a mainstream artist, Juice WRLD. All right? He actually jumped on a song called Bad Boy with Juice WRLD, a mainstream song that I think went number 11 on Billboard. That's just from memory. Hopefully that's right, or close enough. And said, I shot his mama, now he no longer mention me. You said that's right. Maybe that should qualify as telling too, man. Telling on yourself. I don't know. Okay. They're saying Thug shouldn't have even put Gunna in that situation, knowing that he wasn't a street cat. When they got pulled, if they were sticking to the code, people should have stepped up and took the charge for whatever was theirs in the car. Any real street dude knows that. If he said it like that, it's dry snitching to name drop about anything or anyone, let alone talk, period. Only thing that should be said is, where's my lawyer? Just a month ago, y'all said Thug was solid. Effing switch ups. Just ride the bandwagon. We're not riding the bandwagon. People saying, stop self-snitching. You'll get what you deserve. Thug did a lot of his own snitching. He's definitely a hypocrite, and Gunna's music is better. I've been rocking with the new Gunna album for a week now on repeat, but I do think he snitched on the gang. That Gunna album is fire. That's the best album that dropped this year. And as a Youngboy fan, it pains me to say it, but the Youngboy album was just not on Gunna's level. Okay, the Youngboy album needed an edit. It needed a polish. A couple of them songs could have been left off. A couple of them songs could have been mixed better. I'm a young boy stan, but Gunna's album, one of the best out here. And people saying, oh, every song sounds the same. Yeah, every song sounds like a banger. Every song sounds like the same banger. I'm not trying to hear no creative experimental acoustic guitar Gunna. I'm trying to hear that straight. How do every beat's just like the drums just come in. It's exactly the same. Exactly what I want. Okay, it's exactly what I want. Okay, Thug told Shake My Head, the streets are a myth, people. The streets are a myth. Thug was definitely trying to talk his way out of suspicion, and the interaction in general has said way too much, thinking that he could. I don't even think he meant to say too much. He just didn't have time to think before he spoke. He's not a snitch, but is equal to one in my book. Now they're really gonna hate you, bro. Listen. I feel like for even the people saying, "Oh, you're putting all this dirt on Young Thug," "Oh, they're gonna hate you for this." What about Gunna? What about all the dirt that was put on Gunna's name? And I'm not riding for Gunna on some fan shit. All right, if Young Thug was putting out good music straight after he came out, and he needed a first day out, that man needed a first day out song to win everybody over. Forget about the snitching, telling, the yada 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 yada. Okay, that man needed a first day out. He needed a first day out, and we didn't get it. I like the way that Ross clarified he doesn't think any of them is a snitch. My whole thing, this is mind games. Shout out to Young Spray. This is mind games. My whole thing is either they're both snitches or neither of them are snitches. I don't think Gunna is a snitch. I don't think anyone got locked up over these statements. I mean, Pee Wee Roscoe did end up taking a plea, so you know what I'm saying, maybe these statements did lead the feds down a path to end up doing what they did. Who knows, right? Birdman didn't get wrapped up in this case, and he was the one. Look, those detectives went in that room and they were trying to decide one thing. Who put the battery in Pee Wee Roscoe's back? Was it Thug or was it Birdman? And realistically, Thug did all of that talking to try and lead them away from him. And you know what I'm saying? Is what it is, man. He told them the whole story about Birdman. He didn't tell them no story about some made-up person who wasn't anything to do with anything. He got to talking all about Birdman and Wayne's contract dispute and Pee Wee Roscoe's role and the fact that Pee Wee carried drugs for Wayne. And it's crazy. It is actually crazy. They're saying bro did the FBG butter without the Pepsi. The rap industry is just jealous of Gunna. Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah, let's just disregard that. So bro keeps putting the hard R on Gunna. I'm saying Gunna in my accent. It sounds like I'm saying the hard R is crazy. I'm not saying Gunner. That guy that works for No Jumper, that's Gunner. Gunner. If I was saying Gunner, I would say Gunner. He's a gunner. But I'm saying Gunner. For the UK, that's Gunner. You Americans, that's like Gunner. I'm sounding like I'm saying Gunner. I don't know. Anyway, we don't do hard R's around here, man. I'll knock it off. All right. You're saying Thug doing a drug deal in court, like he's trying to make money by smuggling one single pill that a guy tries to give him. Man, it's crazy. What's crazy is you can't find no interrogation videotape on Gunna. It's true, okay? It's true. Gunna was in the interrogation room, same thing Yak Gotti was doing. That's crazy. This is a great comment. Don't do crime and you won't have to worry about snitching. When you're talking about YSL this and YSL that in your music, even a fan will eventually know it's a gang. I hate when people get onto me with this whole thing of just like, you make it easy. You make it easy for the police. The police are dumb. They wouldn't be able to work this stuff out without your video breakdowns. Bro, Thug, don't be talking about shooting at people's mums in songs, especially if there's still bullet holes in the apartment where the mother got shot and homeboy's doing a hood vlog. And you want to act like he's a snitch. Nah, man. Nah. He's not a snitch, but is equal to one, kind of like a civilian. I thought he was a big slime, but he was just dumb and not experienced, and he was trying to talk his way out of it. Who's going to hold Young Thug accountable? Nobody. It's crazy that this is the kind of platform where people discuss the politics of snitching. That's an interesting one, because it's like, I could have swore there was a bigger platform, maybe with an X in it, where somebody else with a whole bunch more clout and followers than me, right, was discussing snitching. So if you want to talk about platforms that are used to discuss snitching, I'm pretty sure Young Thug, he is the first and foremost platform to discuss snitching. How many followers has Thug got on X? I don't even care to find out. If you want to talk about platforms used to expose snitching, Young Thug shouldn't have put it all out there, man. Yes, lest he be judged. All right. It's weird because what Thug did isn't conventional snitching. However, in the hood, speaking to police for that long will have you put in that category. Thug should have known the optics of that. Gossiping with the police is nasty work. He did know the optics of that because he didn't want to take the police officer's card at the end, right? And he didn't want to put his name. He didn't want to put his name on the paperwork when he had his rights read. So I feel like that's proof that he knew he was doing something he shouldn't. Okay, it is what it is, man. Thug can't be a hypocrite now. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. All right. Gunner never told of what he said he couldn't be used. He secured his way out of a snitching situation, but because they filmed it and leaked it, he a snitch. No? People just saying anything. But Thug is telling that's real rat activities. The hypocrisy of Thug, the internet is going to skewer him. Taking a plea is not snitching, but taking a plea, admitting YSL is a gang and doing stuff in furtherance of the gang is snitching. They're both rats, and Thug definitely sung like a bird in that room. I guess so. They couldn't use Gunner's plea against other YSL members. That's facts, all right? And this one, I forgot to mention this in my previous video, but let's touch on it now, and I'll move on to some other stuff in a sec, okay? Also, Dirk was going around saying Gunner was a rat, and dudes ran with the narrative, and Thugger was convinced after Dirk and others capped it up to hate on Gunner. That is facts, man. That is facts. All right, I've pulled up the clip, man. Okay, I've pulled up the clip. Shout out to Academics Off the Record, man. We're going to need Lil Durk to keep that same energy, man. We're going to need Lil Durk to keep that same energy, man. Who thinks that we're going to see any type of interrogation footage of Lil Durk talking to detectives for 2 hours? Who thinks that that's the thing?
What I say, you gonna say, please do not play that little boy in the club because we don't listen to rats. If you, all right, let me play the mind games with you too. So if we're in the club right now and a DJ is about to play Gunner, would you let him play Gunner? Who? Gunner. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's DJ. That's the DJ set. Would you play Gunner in the club? But I play Gunner in the club? Yeah. No. Why'd you don't follow him? Y'all had a hit song. Y'all had a hit song together.
Gonna need you to keep that same energy, man. I mean, Lil Durk ain't following nobody right now. He's facing federal murder for hire charges, but you need to keep that same energy, man. And I don't know if this recording was out there when this was going on, but it just shows how selective the politicking is all the way to the top, all the way to the big dog, Mr. Snitch K, Mr. I hate snitches, I hate rats because someone told my father. Selective politicking, man. Threw one under the bus for that Young Thug clown.
Which, by the way, I ain't gonna lie, What Happened to Virgil is a fire fucking song. Appreciate it. Look. You're following back right now? Following back. You never unfollowed. I'm trying to tell you. No, nigga. I never unfollowed Gunner. You see, trying to mind it. Do you think Gunner's a snitch? I promise you, I never follow on my kids. I never unfollow him. You never follow him? On my kids, I never unfollow him. Okay. I don't know if it was, I don't know who unfollowed. All right. But you got a whole song dissing him. You said, what happened to Virgil? He probably gonna tell. Who? Gunner. Who? If this was the courtroom and you sitting up here and telling me who I'm talking about.
See, Dirk doesn't even want to tell in an interview with DJ Academics. He does tell on himself in this interview. Go watch the whole thing. Talking about something in the water. People don't say slide for Von no more. But that's another story, and I've got a million videos about that. But he on Gunner's bumper. Yeah, he didn't unfollow him, but he keeping it real. He's saying I would not play Gunner.
You can say, I'm actually, if this was a courtroom. Yeah, I can't tell you who you're talking about. So that's assumptions. Okay. Okay, cool. So let me ask you directly. So now you're putting your story together yourself. I never said nobody's name. Do you believe that Gunner is a snitch? Huh? Do you believe that Gunner told? That man, I don't sit up and play games, man. That man told. You should.
Listen, if Dirk was out here right now, man, we'd be asking this question. I would need whoever gets an interview. I know Academics managed to get the little Dirk interview through Loose Cannon's wife and all that stuff. How you feeling about Thug now, Dirk? How are the real street rappers at the top of the food chain? How are they feeling about Thug? They trying to get that Thug verse right now? Future. How you feeling about Thug right now?
The one in there kept your mouth closed. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Let's rewind that one. All right, let's rewind that for the people. Let's rewind that. Slow it the hell down.
You should have went in there, kept your mouth closed. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was. I thought you were trying to reverse it. I'm like, hell no. I'm like, I just said, I almost scared you. I'm like, yo, how did? Huh? I'm like, I'm even gonna like. Hell no, I didn't.
One thing, yeah. As much as I've gone at war to him for the untold death and destruction that he's unleashed onto his community, he keeps it very real. He's a very straight shooter. He's very straight down the line with his takes. He kept it very real, right? So I don't sit up and play games. Told, I'm not feeling it, and I'm not playing his music.
I never like unfollow. I don't know. I never like. Why I don't know. I just don't take that shit Instagram and all that shit, take shit serious. But if you're a rat, you're a rat. And if you rewind this clip a little bit, I looked into the camera and I told you, if you're a rat, I fucking hate you. Because I love Thug.
No, I forgot what he even said in this one. People, I need to. Oh my god, I need a drink. Oh my god. Nah, man. Nah. Ask him what he thinks about Birdman. Ask him what he thinks about Wayne. Ask him if he fucks with Pee Wee Roscoe, man. Oh no. Oh my god, what happened to Virgil? Oh my days. No.
I just don't take that shit. Instagram, all that shit, take shit serious. But if you're a rat, you're a rat. And if you rewind this clip a little bit, I looked into the camera and I told you, if you're a rat, I fucking hate you. Because I love Thug.
Did you ever think though? I mean, there's politics to it a little bit though, right? Like you have a hit song with him. Like I ain't gonna lie, I have a hit song with him.
If I got a hit song with somebody, and I'm not even talking about Gunna. If I got a hit song with somebody, and that motherfucker 10 times platinum, I'm never playing on stage.
He might never play a stage again, so I can't really be like say that about the Thug songs. He might never touch a stage again. That's very unfortunate. But I'm gonna need to see all these other Chicago gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Keep that same energy. If that's what it is. Now I'm gonna give you an out, just like I gave Thug an out. You can still rock with Gunna. I'm gonna need to see everybody spin the block and do a collab with Gunna, or no more collabs with Thug. I've put you guys in a trap. I've got you in a chokehold. All right, you're in a full Nelson. It's either both of them or neither of them. So you're gonna need to ostracize Thug the same way you ostracize Gunna, or you're gonna have to accept them both. And we're gonna need to see Gunna with all the features, with all the street cats. It's the only way.
If you talk, no, you're lying. You can't hate rats that much.
I can say right now. I'm finna get back on that old shit. I'm finna diss everybody. I'm fuck that shit. I get calls from real ones like Pops, motherfucking jail, motherfuckers who steal. Yeah, more. Hey, don't do that. That little nigga shit. Don't do that. I still got niggas excuse my language. I still got people like that in my ear that I call mentors, that I call leaders. So I listen to them. Me saying that about any of them is gonna do it to me.
Oh my God, what happened to Thugger? Oh man. All right, so look, I'm gonna move on. All right, I don't want everybody to be telling me that I'm just comment reading in this video nonstop. Okay, I do have other things to get to in this video. Okay, I wanna basically just get some more of the reaction from the community. Okay, it's been doing the rounds on Reddit, even the Young Thug subreddit. Okay, even the Young Thug subreddit. Let's do the Atlantaology subreddit first, though. So this has been going down. All right, people saying what you think about this Young Thug interrogation video that dropped, name dropping Roscoe and everything. What type of emoji is that? Gritting teeth emoji. Okay. All right. Dude said Pee-wee do illegal stuff every day. He was selling Pee-wee out to get him off his ass this whole interview. SMH. All I had to see was the first 2 minutes. Now, this comment, I see this comment, and I wanted to hear what people are saying about this comment, and I'm willing to give some bail to this, okay? People said, no, he didn't. You listening to Trapler Ross, dumbass, a dude not from the hood who don't understand Atlanta lingo or accent and don't know how to speak American English. Thug said, every day dudes grow effing balls. Not every day the dude broke the effing law. Ish doesn't even make sense for him to say that based on what he was saying. And even in Trapper Law Ross's video, if you look at the side of the screen, even the YouTube auto-generated caption slightly picked up on what Thug said, and the caption said grow, not broke. Re-listen to that part and look on TLR's screen. You will see he said grow, and you will see the caption say grow. Now, first off, before I go back and look, and I'm quite happy to go back and look at this, okay, the captions on that video were garbage. All wrong. The recording super low quality. The captions was all wrong. Now, Seti Nash's updated version of the video actually had some captions put in, but I don't know if they had all been corrected. But I'll throw my hands up, all right? If that's what it said, he said that Pee Wee Roscoe carries Lil Wayne's drugs, so he still said that a specific person does commit a crime on an ongoing basis. But let's go back and listen to it. Let's give this, because I see this guy, all right? This could be a YSL demon commenting this everywhere. Let's go find out. All right, here's the clip. Let's break it down. Let's see if I'm wrong or if I'm right. All right, and it does say grow something ball in the chat, but a bunch of these are wrong. All right, by saying Roscoe didn't do that, I don't know this. Like a bunch of this ID pay for IDI didn't do it. Okay, these captions, they don't mean anything. All right, so let's try and listen.
Roscoe, man, that man fucking scrub. That fool. I'm like, you shot at somebody, bro? But I don't fucking know, because every day niggas broke a fucking ball. I don't know.
I personally think that he definitely said what we think he said. I think he said, because every day an N-word broke the law. He said, you shot somebody. Personally, I don't know. Every day he broke the law. If he's saying every day a dude grows some balls, he's actually saying the same thing. If he says because every day a dude grows some balls, that means what? Grow some balls to shoot somebody, right? Not grow some balls to not. Every day a guy grows his ball. He's letting his nuts hang. Letting his nuts hang. When you let your nuts hang, when you grow your balls, when you puff up your chest, is that to fall back and not do anything? Or is that to make something happen? I don't even think that he's saying that. I think he's saying every day broke the law. But if you want to take it that way, the inference is still growing balls to do what? What's the interrogation is about shooting up a tour bus. So if he's saying, look, I don't know. I asked him, I don't know. Every day a dude grows some balls. Could be saying he grew some balls to, bruh, same thing. But I actually think that he said what I thought.
Fucking scrub. That fool. I'm like, you shot at somebody, bro? But I don't fucking know, because every day niggas broke a fucking ball. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I don't fucking know, because every day niggas broke a fucking ball. I don't shot at somebody, bro. But I don't fucking know, because every day niggas broke a fucking ball.
He said, I thought he says every day the N-word broke the effing law. What could it be? Every day, he's saying so he's talking about that person. He's not saying every day dudes be growing balls. Every day the dudes be growing balls. Grow the ball. Like, bruh, nah.
That man fucking scrub. That fool. I'm like, you shot at somebody, bro? But I don't fucking know, because every day niggas broke a fucking ball. I don't know.
I think he said broke the law.
I honestly don't know.
And he literally said before that, like, you shot somebody. So anyway, I don't personally put any credence to this comment, but fair enough. It's got hella downvotes. They're really reaching for this one. People commenting, uh-oh, yeah, damn, I was not expecting this, all right? None of these dudes are superheroes or moral police. Almost everybody who's extreme death before dishonor has done some dishonorable stuff and probably going to do some more. People saying, yeah, he done for if this is real. The blogs aren't posting it if he got him on payroll. I ain't seen this on too many blog pages, man. Couple young pages have been posting it. Academics reacted to it. But hey, listen, we might have broken this one. Shout out to Shetty Nash for even putting this across. People saying, all right, this is completely irrelevant, but people saying Lil Wayne's alleged tour bus shooter goes full snitch. Birdman should be behind bars. The man charged with shooting up the tour bus has blown the whistle on Birdman, saying he should be behind bars too. This was published August the 6th, which would have been about a month or two after this interview took place. Doesn't really mean anything. People saying, wait, what? People cannot believe it. Honestly, people can't believe this. LMAO, no way. Oh, that explains the open hate for snitches lately. Lol. They're saying Thug was pushing P for police. SMH. And this is something that's been coming up a lot, man. YFN Lucci is the only industry dude who will really stand up in the streets from Atlanta. People saying, why aren't no blogs posting it? Because it's been out for years and it's not new. Yes, it's old, but it got wiped off the internet and blogs didn't post it when it first came out. It got swept under the rug. That's facts. Whoever this is actually paying close attention to what's going on. Okay. The blogs most definitely posted it and some clips went viral. See, this is how it was posted back in the day, 2023. Shout out to this guy doing research. I might have to hire this guy, man. Shout out to this guy. Here's an example of academics posting it in 2023, and it has a Thugger Daily watermark, so that's at least 2 blogs. But at the time, academics said this is a clip from Young Thug's interrogation in 2015, where the police tried to trick him into thinking Pee Wee Roscoe snitched on him for the Lil Wayne tour bus shooting, but he doesn't fall for it. Right? It's saying, like, who? If blogs posted it so much when it first leaked, dudes would not be surprised seeing it like they is now. Not even academics saw this. Here's the thing, and academic said this to me himself. Everybody saw this, but nobody really understood it. It's 2 hours of really bad audio. No one could even be bothered to, like, get into this and break it down. I could have. I was sitting on this for over a week, and I finally just said, you know what? I'm going to do one video today. I'm just going to get this done because this has been on my... I've been wondering. I literally had it, and I was thinking, he probably didn't tell. There's probably nothing in there that could even be close to remotely telling. But according to the people, they're saying he doing his thing. People saying it's from 2015. It is from 2015. Why aren't no blogs posting it? That's what I want to know. Is he paying them or what? I know the news made it, or what I know, the news made it. Dude would be first to post it because we already heard this 2 years ago. It's old news. Well, even the Young Thug subreddit is in absolute shambles today. absolute shambles. Okay, so is Thug a rat too? Saying maturing is realizing that either way, this whole conversation is corny as F. The streets are done. Maturing is realizing 99% of this subreddit has zero experience in the streets. Okay. I don't care about any of this. I just like how his music sounds. It's a good point. But when it's Gunna, nobody says the same, and it's just he's a rat. LMAO, right? I made the argument that Gunna's Alfred plea and Thug's deal were basically the same thing, and I got downvoted in this sub. That's facts. Everyone was hating on that, but it is absolutely true. Okay. This is Thug's own subreddit, by the way. Okay. This is how bad it is for him right now. Hypocrite and a fool, and that's coming from one of his biggest supporters. Sick of his effing BS, man. The only reasonable response. Sorry, I'm hiccuping right now. I'm just my body is just rejecting all of the cap. I just can't even take it. I don't know why people are even surprised when people snitch. I mean, they're millionaires. They don't care. If you go by his own rules and how he treats others like Yak Gotti and Gunna, then yes, he is a snitch. Crazy, because really he's not, but neither is Gunna or Yak. I love this comment, okay? Because really he's not. But none of them are. But Young Thug played himself. He put himself into a corner by standing so heavily on this being snitching. And he played himself. He took himself out of the game. Because then when this dropped, this is way worse than anything that Gunna did. Facts. Right? Facts. He never told or ratted. His crew put it on him. Yes, Thug's a rat because of the interrogation video could be used against people in a court of law. No, Gunna is not a rat for making a statement that can't be used against anyone in a court of law. See? How simple is that? It's crazy. Whole lot of Gunna fans in a Thug subreddit I see. Nope. It's just is what it is. People saying brain dead posts. People are just Gunna stans. I'm tired of defending this city. Luckily, all that music Thug keeps dropping is straight fire. That's definitely sarcasm. Seeing the denial makes me feel like this is Drizzy 2.0. Accept the fact that Thug is a hypocrite and move on. Stop putting celebrities on pedestals. To be honest, Thug been snitching. He told on Roscoe when he shot up that car. That's what this is. That's what we're talking about. Ah, man. People saying Sedi Nash a damn clown. He just makes anything the way he did with Dirk, and saying Dirk a snitch on Von too. So don't watch his YouTube channel or anything like that. That's all well and good, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Thug played himself going too hard for the anti-rat thing, and it backfired. So Academics reacted to this on stream today, so you got to give it to him. People say the blogs aren't posting it, but Academics did do an extensive stream about it. I think the stream itself, I need to just double check real quick, but I watched the full stream when it was going on live, but I think it's not gone up as a VOD yet. It's not up as a VOD yet, but some of the best clips are already up on Twitter and on Instagram and stuff. So let's just check this out. So Academics had some really good points. He basically said the only thing that decides whether or not someone's a snitch in hip hop these days is whether or not they're popular, whether or not we like them. That's all it is. That's basically what determines if you're a snitch or you're not. It's a popularity contest. I think you made a really great point.
That's just how we got to keep it in space, chat. We're going to call it B2B. If you ask me that somebody we like snitch, no snitch. Somebody we don't like, all right, we're going to look into it. That's how it goes. The first rule of did somebody snitch is do we like them? Keep telling y'all, it's better be liked than to be right. And let me tell you why. When we like somebody, we make them all type of shit. He ain't tell. Yo, he mentioned his mans did the murder, but his mans died. Yeah, but his man wasn't dead then. His man died eventually. You know the favorite one? Yo, bro. Yo, is anybody even locked up because of that? No, ain't nobody locked up. Yo, bro, he ain't snitch. Ain't nobody locked up because of what he said. How he snitch? You know what I mean? Third one. I love this one. This is like my favorite. He ain't snitch. Yo, he just spun the cops. Like, if anything, he did him a solid. He pointed them in another direction. When we like you, you can't tell. When we don't like you, we have the strictest rule in history. Yo, if you even tell a cop your name, you told. When you don't like somebody, you create this unrealistic standard. Yo, wait, the cop pulls you over and asks you for ID, you gave it? Yo, you a snitch. So you snitching, bro. You snitching on the guys, you snitching. On bro, you snitching. On phone him grave, you snitching. On the dead homies, you snitch, bro. We got to work on you, gang. You snitching. What? Wait, you told the cops it wasn't you? Bruh. You know what that mean if you say it wasn't you? It got to be the other dude. You snitched, bro. You snitched. You told. When we don't like you, yo, bro, you said hi? Yo, any words to 12 is snitching. You should only say one word. Lawyer. Anything else is ratting. Word to bro. You see how it differs? When we like you, nah, he ain't tell like, yo, he just spun the cops. Yo, is anybody in jail because of that? Yo, bro, like he not even saying nothing. He not even snitching. He just talking too much. When we don't like you, anything extra than lawyer, you told.
Hey, he's got a point, man, because everybody was shitting on Gunner, betraying Gunner, but we was loving Young Thug. And now a lot of people are quiet. A lot of people don't want to believe it, man. And is what it is. So interestingly, I was on the phone to Whack 100 about a whole other completely random situation. We was talking, and I'm going to do some content with Whack hopefully this week, just on a completely different lane. But I said, yo, you know about the Young Thug thing that's going on? He was like, no. And I was like, you know about the video? And he was like, I've seen that years ago, but I didn't think there was nothing. I'm like, yo, I did a full breakdown. I was like, let me send you the link. You can tell me what you think of it, right? And it seems like it just completely randomly, the universe aligned. The Academics was watching this live on stream while me and Whack were talking. And then Academics says, yo, I need to call Whack 100 and get this stamped. Now, Whack, this is like 5 minutes time span. So Whack ain't really have time to watch the breakdown or recontextualize what was going on. He was just going on thinking like, I think I heard this a couple of years ago. I can't really remember. So he kind of got Whack on the spot. And we ended up getting a bigger update from Whack later on. But Whack hopped into the stream with DJ Academics and kind of gave his take on it off the back. Okay, shout out to 4 Extras. Off the back, he gave his take. And, he was kind of bobbing and weaving, and he didn't want to outright say that Thug was telling here. But then as the day went on, things developed.
Snitch or not? Or do you need some more time to check out the video and the footage?
No, I'm going to say, listen, this is what I'm going to say.
Because I know you got a relationship with certain niggas that connected.
This is what I'm going to say. And I love Nephew to death. You know that, right? I'm going to say Young Thug gave way too much information, and he gave information that he shouldn't and was not supposed to get law enforcement.
Yeah, Whack, but you talking around it, though. You say everybody else.
Here's the thing.
Whack, you said monkey.
I'm moving myself up so you can get a little see of what the chat's saying, okay? Because the chat's super interested on this.
Hold on, wait. I'm going to tell you why.
You said loose cannon toe. You said they worked it. They told.
Listen, that's a fact. Listen, I'm going to tell you why.
Hey, look, shout out to Whack, all right? This is no disrespect, but for all the smut he put on Lil Zay Osama's name, and to be fair, Whack gave a deeper analysis that we're going to get into after this. But for all the smut he put on Lil Zay Osama's name, without full-blown paperwork, no interrogation, you know what I'm saying? Right now, he's bobbing and weaving because he done got this put on his desk and just got called immediately and didn't really know what it was all about at this stage. Okay.
And as a man, I'm gonna tell you this: there's never been a time, right, where Young Thug has given me reason to call him out his name, right? And if I got an issue with Thug or something Thug has done, I'm gonna call him and I'm gonna tell him how I feel about something. So right now, you're definitely sitting in front of a guy who has some respect for an individual, but the situation in front of me, the situation is not right. But what's not gonna happen is I'm not gonna call Thug out his name. I got a lot of love and respect for him. Dude, is it distasteful to me? Absolutely.
So Whack, you're proving my first rule is snitching. If we like you, you ain't tell. If it was Gunner, you'd have said you a rat. You'd have said you rat. You'd have said you long tail rat.
I'm gonna say this again. I got a lot of love and respect for Thug, right? I have my reasons for this love and respect, right? And it's some things that I can't ignore. But I will say this because you got the light on me. Is a situation.
Hey man, look, there was more to that call, man, but the VOD hasn't gone up yet. But anyway, just to give you, I feel like it's only fair, yeah, that we get over to what Whack 100 was saying afterwards, because we hopped on Clubhouse. Whack got the work. He had a little bit of time to look over this. Okay, everybody else watched it. He got onto Clubhouse. Shout out Whack, Clubhouse, the 100 side, all of that stuff, and he hopped on there and he said, "Yo, let's break down the content, man. Let's bust it down and find out what's really going on in these streets with this situation." So. Yeah, he hopped on, man. He let the people know.
It's been a busy day today. A lot been going on. It was crazy because I was speaking with my brother Trap. We was talking about some business. He said, "Whack, you see my content?" And I said, "What content?" He said, "I'm going to send it to you." I said, "Trap, my man Ghost brought this to our attention sometime back on Clubhouse." I said, "We're going to run it." As fast as I got off the phone with Trap, I got blitzed by Academics. I said, "Oh, Lord, Trap has started a fire." Academics had me cornered. And this is a very touchy political situation for me. So I said, you know what? Try to put it out. We got to spread it. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? He do it.
So he said, look, we got the content. We're going to have to talk about it, man. And Ghost, this is the person who was on the call. He said that he'd brought this up previously. Okay, he had brought this up previously, and he just said straight up, outright, he believes that because of this, Thug is a rat. That's what he believes.
Yeah, I feel like Trap wrapped it up real good. You know what I'm saying? He got the same type of standpoint I got from it. I feel like, and Trap can correct me if I'm wrong, but this how I feel. I feel like the biggest YSL slack is a YSL rat now, bro.
Oh,
like that's just that. I mean, do you agree, Trap? Do you feel like the biggest YSL slack that turned YSL rat?
Now, look, I gave my whole argument. I basically explained that, look, I feel like it's a situation where it's either all or nothing. They're either both rats or they're both not rats, okay? And I stand on that. I still don't feel like it's fair to call out. If you notice, I've been careful. Look, okay, I'm definitely inferring it. I'm going by what other people are saying at this stage. But when I made that video, I did not say I think that Thug is a rat, that Thug snitched. It's all or nothing. And if Thug, by Thug's rules, Thug's own rules that he put on Gunner, he's a rat by his own rules, okay? But by other people's rules, by the people that like me that were defending Gunner for not being a rat, I don't think they're. I think they're both completely clean and they're fine and they should be operating in the industry and doing their thing. But anyway, Wack would essentially go on. Okay, he would essentially explain that. Look, he believes he's standing on Gunner being a rat, and he says that, and he basically slaps back and he says, "Look, if you think Gunner a rat for what he did and taking his plea and saying yes, ma'am, in response to the statement that YSL's a gang, then Thug must be worst for having a 2-hour interrogation where he mentioned specific names."
Off your logic, right?
Yeah,
we're going off your logic. Off your logic, you look at Gunner as a rat, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you got to look at Thug like a worse rat because Gunner didn't mention no fucking names and Thug did, bro. Thug mentioned 2 names. Thug mentioned Roscoe name and Lil Wayne name, bro.
What did he say about Lil Wayne?
Thug said,
what did he say about Lil Wayne?
So I basically said, look, Lil Wayne, and this is no disrespect, but Lil Wayne's kind of the victim in this case, okay? Lil Wayne is the person who got his tour bus shot up, okay? It's really the people that are in the crosshairs of law enforcement, and the whole point of this interview, and I broke this down, is that law enforcement are basically saying, look, Pee Wee Roscoe shot up the bus. Who'd he do it for? Who put the battery in his back? Was it Thug? Was it Young Thug for his hatred for Lil Wayne because Lil Wayne didn't really rock with him? Or is it Birdman because of the contract dispute? And Young Thug spoke for 2 hours about Pee Wee Roscoe and Birdman. And so at this point in the clubhouse, Wack asked the room for a definition of a snitch. And everyone agrees, even Wack, that he fits that definition based on this call, based on this interrogation. I keep calling it a podcast or a call or an interview, but it's a police interrogation.
Oh shit, I got you, Wack. My phone had froze.
What is the definition of snitch?
Okay, the word snitch generally refers to snitch being a noun. Definition: a person who informs on someone, especially to the authorities, like the police. Informal and often derogatory. Used to describe someone who betrays others by revealing secrets or reporting wrongdoing. Snitch.
Damn. Fucking white guy, you won. Son of
Hey, let me ask.
He said it. Okay, he said it. I wasn't even arguing for Thug being a snitch. I'm saying it's all or nothing. They're either both. You know what I'm saying. I've explained it a million times.
Trap, let me ask you this though, bro. If you looked at Thug.
So they keep asking, they kind of keep saying to me, they're trying to get me to say Thug a snitch. And I basically keep saying, look, it's all or nothing. It's an all or nothing situation. And essentially, Wack basically opens up later on and he admits that if people call Gunner a snitch, he kind of goes with my framing. It's really the killer part of my argument is my framing. It's that by everything, by all the metrics of being, the qualifications for being a snitch that Thug himself has put out there. And Wack admits that if people are calling Gunner a rat, they've got to put the same jacket on Young Thug.
You know, you have, what you're saying is some validity to it, bro. I mean, you said, what's your word, Trap? If people are saying Gunner is this, then... then what are we saying about Thug? That's hey, listen, man, put a poll up top. Let's poll it. You know, Thug.
So yeah, we basically go back and forth, okay, and we kind of drill into this this detail a little bit further, and we basically say, look, Thug made a bad decision calling Gunner such a snitch. Thug actually screwed up. He played himself because he's the one that created the snitching framework. He wrote the snitching Bible. Okay, to diss Gunner and to tear Gunner down, and it didn't work. And now all of that groundwork that he put in, he is now having to face the same scrutiny, lest he be judged.
Made a bad choice, boy. Thug made a real bad decision, bro, because he really should have gave Gunna a lot more grace than he gave him, bro. Because truth be told, if Gunna Peoples wasn't around Thug when all that nut shit was going around, Thug would probably be dead right now, bro. Thug would be dead right now. If Gunna people wasn't around Thug when all that nut shit was going on, when the Bloods in Atlanta wasn't really rocking with Thug like that, and niggas was saying Thug was a plate, and the Blue Rags and Troop and all them came around Thug, that's who protected Thug, bro. That's why.
That's a really interesting point, right? Because even Thug himself, he said, the only reason I rocked with Gunna or Yak Gotti is because of Troop. But what Ghost is basically saying is that, Gunna and the Shady Park Crips, they really stepped in when Thug was really tearing it up and Big Nut got killed and all the Bloods in Atlanta were after him. It was the Crips and the street guys that Gunna brought around that really had his back. Okay. Now, later on in this, I ask a very difficult question. Okay, I ask a very, very difficult question. I basically said later on in this, I think here, it was around here, there, everywhere. I basically say if the cops were trying to find out, whether the shooting was on behalf of Thug or Birdman, okay? And I ask a very difficult question, and I say that really, look, Wack has a relationship with Birdman. This isn't a question that Wack's going to ask, because what I'm really asking is who shot up that bus? I'm basically saying, the way Thug's told it in that interrogation, it sounds like the tour bus got shot up for Birdman and not Thug.
Just didn't catch what he was saying.
So I got asked the question. This ain't a question for you, Wack. I know you don't want to answer this question. I know you probably don't even want to go into this topic. But okay, the reason the cops were talking to Thug is they was trying to get to the bottom of one question, because they knew that Pee Wee shot up the tour bus. They wanted to know who he was shooting it up for, exactly why he was shooting the tour bus up. Now, to me, if I'm completely honest, just taking a step back from the situation, it feels like they're basically trying to find out, was it Thug or was it Birdman who charged up Pee Wee to go and shoot the tour bus up, allegedly, right? And I feel like, realistically, that whole 2 hours, Thug is just very low-key kind of pushing this whole thing of, well, Birdman got the whole beef with Wayne, and Birdman, I got no idea, nothing to do with it. And I feel like that's what looks the craziest.
Yo, Floor, he talking to y'all?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else wants to pick that one up, but, that's why it looks great.
He talking?
Nah, say it again, Trap. I thought you was directing that at Wack. Say that again.
Okay, I'll simplify it, yeah? The cops are basically sitting Young Thug down in that interrogation room because they know Pee Wee shot up the bus, but they want to know who put the battery in his back to shoot up the bus. Was it Thug and his beef with Wayne, or was it Birdman and his beef with Wayne? And I feel like the fact that he sat there for 2 hours, he's basically trying to brush them off of himself and kind of say, well, the beef with Birdman, the contract dispute with Birdman, Wayne and Birdman. I was just always a fan of Wayne's. So I feel like that was the purpose of him wanting to speak to them for 2 hours. And really, if anybody has their business aired out in that conversation, it's Birdman.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he was trying to push it kind of like on Birdman, because I think he started recognizing what they was doing later in the interview. Like you seen in the interview when they started asking him all them gang related questions and trying to bounce around YSL and bounce around that Thug was throwing up gang signs and shit like that. I think when they said that, the Thug was thinking Rico in his mind, so he was trying to get them off him and put them on Birdman. They're gonna.
So that's kind of what the clubhouse floor basically agreed on. They basically said, look, yeah, it sounded like Thug was really trying to push this off onto Birdman.
And Pee Wee Wasco is cool, and that Pee Wee Wasco is tied in with that circle. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he definitely was trying to get the heat off of him and pass it over to Birdman them in like a slick snitching ass way.
So a bunch of other things also get discussed. Ghost basically asked a really good question, which is, how is Thug going to respond to this?
How you think he's gonna try to wiggle up out of this though? You know he's gonna have to respond to it now because it's a lot of attention on this shit. By tomorrow morning, it's gonna be a lot of clips going around this shit, bro.
Time that he said all that shit.
Yeah, but it ain't have.
So I basically went on to give my take on this, which is like, realistically, Thug gonna probably try and diss Gunna again as a distraction, but we're over that. And as everyone on the floor said, that's not gonna work. It's probably gonna diss Gunna again to try and distract everyone, but I don't think that's gonna work this time.
Yeah, nah, that ain't gonna work. Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
That's done.
I personally, and I know he wouldn't do this, but I personally feel like the best thing he could do is ease up on Gunna. But I feel like he's dug a hole for himself now to this point where he can't respond. But one of the most interesting things about this. So, yeah, I basically say that it's too late now to patch it up. And a lot of the guys in there, they basically said, yeah, Gunna's not trying to accept Young Thug's apology. Like, if Young Thug tries to backtrack on this, what about all the smut that you put on my name? Okay. And Ghost basically goes on to say, look, there ain't no explanation for this. All right. It has to be telling. And I take devil's advocate and I defend Thug and I go back to which is my main framing of this thing, which is it's all or nothing.
It's to be made for Thug. I don't see how is it a case for Thug to not be a snitch. Like we all heard what he said. Like, that's not no AI. That's a real interrogation video, bro. How can we not say that's not telling?
I'm going to defend Thug now. I'm going to play devil's advocate and defend Thug, even though I've got my position. The argument a lot of people would give is that, well, did anybody really get locked up off his statements? Birdman was never implicated in the case. So I'll give a bit of a defense. I'll give a bit of bail to Thug and basically say, yo, look, all right, nobody's in jail. Nobody got locked up off of either Thug or Gunna's statement. So I still feel like there's a good case to be made that neither of them are snitches, but Thug is definitely a hypocrite, okay? But Ghost Clapbaggy said Gunna didn't name no names, but Thug said multiple names. And, you know, hey, listen, Gunna said, look, I was in a car, the drugs weren't mine. It was Thug and there was another man in that car. Some people debate that there was another person in that case. So Gunna never said it was Thug.
Gunna didn't mention no fucking names. Thug mentioned 2 names and implicated both of them in crimes, bro. If that's not the most clear-cut snitching, like that's clear-cut snitching, bro. It's like no way around it. Like Gunna got ways he could tap dance around what he did, bro. Thug can't tap dance around this, bro. If you going by street rules and street logic, Thug is a rat because of that, bro. Both of them are rats.
By that logic, both of them.
So everyone said basically that both of them are rats, and you know, that's basically where we leave it. So the last thing that goes on in this call, I'm going to wrap it up very soon, is essentially the room basically points out that no one from YFN Lucci, all of them guys, none of them cooperated, none of them gave statements. They ended up sitting down for quite a long period of time, but they remained solid. And really, as we saw in the Reddit comment, they're seemingly the most solid crew in Atlanta.
In fact, nobody on YFN side cooperated. They didn't have not one cooperator on their side.
That's facts. And as far as I can tell, Lucci never said nothing about nothing to nobody ever in this whole case. So that's where it ended up, man. And the very final thing, the very final nail in the coffin, man, they did a poll, okay, and 87% of the room said that Thug told.
We appreciate you coming through, man. It's a poll up there too, man. 87% of the room said Thug a snitch, man.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So look, that is the end of the saga, man. We're all waiting for Young Thug's response. Are we going to see a response? Is he going to diss Gunna again? Is he going to say it's all cap? Is he going to say that he played the police? That's what a lot of the narrative is. Is he going to say that he said something different? Like that Reddit commenter said, oh no, he was saying he grew some balls. He didn't say that he breaks the law. And he was carrying Lil Wayne's legal prescription. He was carrying a acetaminophen for him. Nothing like that. I don't know. But this saga has been absolutely crazy. I'll keep you guys updated if we do get a response. I've got other topics that I'm going to be touching on very soon in the next few days. There's been a couple crazy things that are going on today. I've not had time to touch on it. I've had just a bunch of stuff that I've been doing. And I've still managed to make this video for you guys. I know it's been a long one, but I appreciate you tapping in. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm probably done reacting to comments, but who knows? Who knows? If this thing pops off again, I could be reacting to your comments down below. So make sure that you leave them comments, man. Get it popping, and we're going to see what happens. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Sun rooftop, digging in the scene with the gangster leaning and we ain't coming down. See on my face that smile. See on my head that's crown. I'm on top of the world, talking to town, baby.
I moved up the hood that had the church on the corner where I sit and talk shit all day cause I'm on it. And on top of that, wasn't none of y'all gonna do nothing but keep running your mouth and keep fronting. Go ahead and say something. I'll wait. I ain't gonna wait too late, cause in a minute I'm escape. Cause there is no debate. No, it's not an option. You gotta keep the clock watch.
Sun rooftop, digging in the scene with the gangster leaning